Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ricardo, and today we are about to ink and color filer. The last video I did, I sketched her and I asked you guys to give me a thumbs up if you like it, and you guys smashed it. So it's fair enough. We're gonna color her today, and also at the end of the video, I will tell you guys where you can get a copy of the image. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm getting the file ready for start inking and whatnot. I'm not gonna be talking a lot today, because this is a long video. So, and I try to speed it up. The original length is 2 hours, and I try to speed it up to 40 minutes. So, yeah. Sorry. So, let's get to it. So far, I set up the file and I turned on the opacity so I can go over and ink it. Right now, I'm using the vector. If you notice, I created a vector layer and I'm using the vector pen. I like using a vector pen because it's much easier, like especially when you're erasing. So like I can make a line and just use the vector eraser and just click on the oval lines and you just erase, if you notice in the video. And also vector lines, you can, expand it, get it smaller or whatever, and it won't pixelize like how if you use a raster file. When you're inking like big images, it's always good to make long strokes. I'm using my wrist and sometimes I use my elbow to make long lines. And sometimes it doesn't work when I try to use my wrist, but if you notice, I'm just making long strokes. You see how I use eraser and you just clip erase? Very useful. Yeah, something's off about the eye. And again, I always say this in my videos, it's always good to flip the image to see what's going on. Also, if you notice, if you notice, I only have the shot of me drawing on the tablet. I don't have the second screen. So hopefully this is good enough. And if you guys like this way of me doing it, make sure you let me know in the comments so I can know for the next video if I should continue like this. And if you guys notice, when I'm inking, I'm also kind of touching up the drawing to make it better. Sometimes it's difficult to make long strokes, but you know, with practice, I guess you get better at it. And I'm still practicing. But the program does have a stabilization option you can turn on to help you make straight lines. So that's the great thing about Clip Studios. These things I'm drawing on the stock and it's always confusing to me. So sometimes I do random, but yeah, I try my best. See, I'm messing up, but it's working somehow. And also, if you notice I'm wearing a black gloves, it helps when you're drawing on screen. You can get to glide a bit better. And you can find these on Amazon. And you can always use a sock, cut it, and use that as well if you don't feel like buying it from Amazon. Yes, I'm doing the entire thing and forgot to save. So it's very important to save. So that's what I'm doing right now. Always save your work. Always. Also, drawing hands, it's always difficult for me most of the time. I'm sure it's difficult for some people, but for me, I always struggle. But I try my best. Yeah, for some reason, something was looking off. I think our hand was too big, so I believe I had sized it down. Couldn't tell what was off. Yeah, see, compared to the other hand, I know something was off. I think I'd adjust that. Yep. There we go. trying to do some cleanup while I'm inking. It's very hard sometimes to find the lines because when you're looking at this for so long, you tend to miss lines. Do our next final flip to make sure everything looks good. Alright, so I'm going to put all these files into a, well, not right now, but later we'll put them into a folder to separate them. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to make a straight line. I know there's a tool for it, but it seems like I'm struggling trying to find a tool. Eventually I find the tool, but I end up free hand drawing what she's sitting on. This is not going to be the final background for it, but for the sake of this video, I think I'm just going to draw a random seat. I'm still trying to figure out the tool. And this is, this is where I start giving up. It's like, you know what, I'm just going to draw it. And now I decided to put some couch type stuff design in it. Like I said, this is just a random seat. Later on I'll figure out a better background for this, but for now this works. I definitely draw this. It's a good benefit drawing the background separate from the character. So as you can tell, when I was erasing the lines, it's much easier. Yep, I figured out the tool. The entire time he was just there chilling. So I'm gonna try to use it to draw our wall. At this point, I kind of forgot how our ball is supposed to look like, so I'm gonna be going for a reference image in a minute. Yeah, the entire time I was doing it, I know something was off. I'm like, I don't think this is what it's supposed to look like. So let me go find the reference. Yeah. Also, that's Alice on the side. The queen for Vaygren. Oh, there you go. I found the reference and I realized everything was off. So let me try to fix this. And for some reason, I struggled trying to. I don't know why I struggled, but you would think it would be easy. But for some reason, I don't know. I was struggling. Yeah, I was just struggling. Like, why a simple shape is giving me a hard time. Yeah, just struggling, man. Got no idea why. All type of mistakes. I guess sometimes it's good to rotate your image. Yep, still struggling. But I think I landed somewhere that my brain will stop bothering me. Alright, I think it's time to start setting up for color, I believe. Yep, I'm creating a folder, trying to put all the ink layers in a folder and create a new folder and creating layers for colors. So I'm going to be separating all our body parts, like have our skin on one layer. And by the way, I created a raster layer, not a vector. So I'm doing our skin on one, our hair on a different layer. You have so many different ways. Mr. Line, okay. Clean this up. Yeah, you have so many ways of coloring and I have different techniques. But for this one, I'm not sure if this one is faster, but because I'm doing everything separate, it could be faster. Like I said, it took me 2 hours and 11 minutes to ink and color this entire image. So let's see if it's actually faster. So I'm using a bucket tool right now to just fill in all the body parts. Wow, when I say body parts, it sounds weird. I mean, fill in all the clothes and skin. Okay, that sounds even weirder. But you get what I mean. Fill in the drawing. And I missed our top part of our gloves, I think. So I'm trying to draw it in real quick. See, I always struggle on this, I always struggle. Like sometimes, I guess it's a pattern. See, I'm gonna go ahead and erase it because something is off. See, like it's only like 2 bumps. 1, 2. Yeah. Patterns, man. Struggle. Anyway, I'm filling in the clothing right now. So everything is on separate layer. And now I'm going to create the background. I'm also going to color the background on a separate layer. Well, I create a folder and I put the layers in that folder. All right. Oh, well, I'll also change it. I don't know why I use brown, but it looks good, I guess. And we're just gonna create a quick background. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to see some mistakes when you're inking, but as soon as you start adding colors, it just pops out. You end up seeing it. It's weird. I'm using the hairbrush right now to color in the background. Like I said, guys, this is just a random stuff she's sitting on. I'm not even sure what she's sitting on, to be honest with you. Just make it up as I go. Well, let's see how it looks when it's finished. You know, come to think of it, she could be sitting on a rock and have her in a forest. I think I'm gonna go that route once I get the real background done for this. Because I don't know why she's sitting on a box type. I don't know what you call this. I guess you guys can tell me in the comments. Because I don't know myself. So how I create this shadow that you see me creating right now, I create a new layer and I use the lasso filler or lasso fill. That tool, use that, create a new folder, create a new layer, use the same color I'm using for the see it, turn that layer to multiply and just start shaping the shadows. Same thing goes for what I'm doing right now. I create a new layer and I use the hairbrush tool and I use white and turn that layer to overlay. And that's how I get this color you see going on right now. Trying to make the seat/box couch pop. For a second, it kind of looks like someone cut out a seat out of a couch, like a square box couch. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'll create the next layer, multiply, and I'm also coloring so it feels much better. And I'm gonna colorize the lines itself so it doesn't stand out just black. So it kind of blend in a bit. And I'm going to put one more highlight, and this time same premise. I'm using white and create a new layer, overlay, and go ahead and start putting more highlights so the box couch can pop. All right, so I guess let's do the. I'm fixing up the shadows. Same premise I'm doing for our bow. I basically create a layer and I use the same color actually, and same color of the bow. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm taking colors from the reference. And if you notice on the layers, you notice when I create a new layer, you see that like red line next to it. So basically the main color that I filled of the character, I create a new layer on top of that, and I click the mask button, and so I put the shade of the character on the mask button, on the mask layer, and that's how I color. So I'm gonna do her skin. See, you notice? So I just draw in the shade and it's gonna mask to whatever layer under it. So I'm doing our skin right now. I create a layer on top of the skin layer and mask it. So it's always gonna be, so I can just draw and don't worry about it. And I'm using the lasso fill tool. Pretty cool tool. Sometimes it's always difficult hiding shadows on balloons. It's always difficult. Sometimes I wonder, do I need to do a less shadow? Do I need to do heavy shadows? You know, it's like an eeny, meeny, miny, mo most of the time. In this case, these balloons doesn't look that bad. And when I'm trying to color it, I try to put weight so it looks like it has weight to it. I think I did right. See? It's hard to be satisfied with it. It's very hard sometimes, so I try to do it heavier with the shadows. Now for the face. Like I said, guys, using this filter, like clip still is pretty cool, Sucks for animation for me. I like TV Paint, but other people, like the studios, the big companies, they use clip studios. But because I'm used to TV Paint, TV Paint has some features in there that's more catered to animation. once Clip Studios actually insert those stuff in there, then maybe I will go over to Clip Studios when it comes to animation. But for now, TV Paint. Though I wish TV Paint had vector lines. TV Paint does not have vector lines, and that's what Clip Studio has, vector lines. And vector lines are pretty sweet to use, as you can tell what I'm doing right now. It's pretty cool for inking. Now I'm doing the same thing for the hair. I create a new layer and just start drawing in the shadows. And while I'm drawing the shadows, it fills. I think if you guys use this method, I think you guys will like it. So I noticed how the background kind of blends in with her, so I'm trying to change it. So I changed to light green, but I'm not sure. So I think I went to a darker green. Well, bluish, I guess. Or teal. I don't know, whatever color you call it. But now she pops better. So if you notice, I'm drawing and I'm erasing the colors. So the cool thing about this, if you use the same tool that you used to fill, if you look, Clip Studios give you a checker box right next to the color box. So if you click on the checker box, it's actually erasing instead of filling. Now for the clothes, creating the head shadow and the hair shadow. See, that's why I like to separate, separate the parts, like the hair or skin, because I can just go fast, go freely, and don't worry about bleeding over on the other parts. I keep saying parts. For some reason, it just sounds weird me saying parts. I don't want to say body parts. Maybe, I don't know. You tell me. What should I call it? Man, I'm going to stick to body parts. You just sound like I'm a butcher. Like, it just sounds weird. Sounds very weird saying body parts. But if you guys still stick around and I'm this far, thank you. Thank you. And please let me know if this method is, this method is good. Method, yes, is good. All right. And also guys, I really appreciate it if you like this video as well. And if you're not a subscriber, I appreciate if you did subscribe as well. Thank you in advance. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what next. So now I'm trying to color this in a way so it doesn't stand out too much. So I'm trying to decide, and it's not looking right. So I think it's best to adjust the balloons to make it looks right. See, I'm finding the layer and I'm gonna adjust the balloons. See, I think that works. Also, guys, this is more personal. Today, well, it was my birthday. I did this on my birthday for some reason because I was running late and I was like, no, I gotta get this video out for Sunday. So, yes. But on my birthdays, I usually stay inside the house. I don't like to go outside on my birthdays for some reason. My wife and everyone else think I'm crazy. Like, you should be outside celebrating on your birthday. I'm like, no, I'm staying in. I'm just gonna relax. But tomorrow, after my birthday, yeah, I can go out and do whatever. Okay, so back to this. So create a layer above everything. Turn it to overlay, click on white, and I'm using this as a highlight. And I'm gonna turn on the opacity and in a minute. This is the quickest way to do highlights on the entire body. There you go. Whoa. I was trying to move that highlight. And I will be, yes, I just cut, for some reason on black, it's, you know, it's very strong. So I kind of move it to a different layer. So if you notice, if you watch some anime, right, you know, some H anime, you see them have some type of a shade, like a dark shade on certain parts of their body. So this is what I'm trying to do right now. So what I did was basically go over the skin layer, create a new layer, turn it to multiply, and use the main skin color, like the shade, and use the hairbrush and trying to color it in. Actually, turn it to multiply. Sorry. Yes. I'm trying something. Hopefully it looks good. I think it looks good. I won't do this in animations though, because that's going to be crazy. So same thing, same premise for the highlights. I basically create a new layer, overlay, and use the hairbrush and use white to highlight it so it stands out a bit more. Yeah, so now the balloons, they stand out a bit more. And don't forget our lips. So, you know, in anime as well, they always color the bottom. They never some color the top, some color the bottom. I prefer just do the bottom lips for some reason. I tried to hairbrush it, but it doesn't look right. Yeah, it looks weird. So I just use a regular shadow. But something was looking off on our lips. I think it wasn't fill enough. Let's see if I fixed it. Yeah, see? I did fix it, yes. maybe not. Something was still off. Like, yeah, maybe that part. The shadows underneath her lip. Yeah, that looks better. She's coming together nicely, I think. What do you guys think? Anyway, let's add more details to her. You know, these are like the icing on the cake. You know, small details. Yeah, something was a bit off, so I figured let's put some more shadows on her face. Yeah, to make it feel better, because he wasn't feeling too right. Something was off. I'm trying to get a blush. Yeah. For some reason, Fad always blushing for some reason. He's like one of those anime girls, you know, their eyes always closed, never open. I think that's where I'm going for her. But only if you guys know. Only if you guys knew. Well, I guess you guys are gonna find out soon enough. She looks so innocent. So innocent. Oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking because I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. But she looks so innocent and nice. Yeah, so I'm trying to put some highlights so the balloons stand out a bit better. Yeah, I think they stand out a bit better. There you go. You know, just icing on the cake. Also, I'm gonna be, you know, do the same premise I did for the skin. I'll be doing it for the hair, just to have the hair blends a bit better. And I'm just in the highlights I did, so it doesn't look too shiny. And same for our tubby. I'm trying to let it stand out a bit. See, I was trying to do like a gradient dark color, but it didn't work out too well, so I kind of turned it off. Yeah, didn't work out well at all. So let's focus on the bow. if you notice, I have a lot of layers and I don't name. I should name them, but I'm too lazy to name them. I just find them just by knowing where they are. But you guys should name your layers. Don't do what I do. It's not good practice. It's good practice to name your layers so you can find them. My coder, he always complains, why don't you name the layers when I send him the files? And I'm like, well, if I name them, then I would take away the fun of you finding them. And then he cursed me out. So yes, name your layers. So since this is about to be at the end, so the image, I have the image on Cyberframe Studios site. So if you check the description, you can click on the link tree and then you will see Cyberframe Studio site, and then you can just go there and it should be in a gallery. That's where I will be posting this. And any other images that I might draw that I'm not, yeah, we'll see. But yes, you definitely can find this on Cyberframe Studios. I'm putting more shadows on her. Alright guys, that's it. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again guys, if you want the image, go to Cyberframe Studios or click on the link tree link in the description and go from there. Alright guys, talk to you later.